What's up, everyone? Kind of screwed up and forgot my batteries, so I don't have too much time. I wanted to show the other side of Pier 8, because last time I went to Pier 4. And got a little story for you guys as well. Here we are. Everything's iced over here. View here. I can't see what you guys can see because I only have one screen that works right now because it's in HD apparently, which I thought all my videos were, but apparently not. So back around 2010, somewhere around there. Not exactly sure what year it was, but it was around that time frame. I'd moved into a house. And I either went completely crazy, me and 5 other people, or that place was absolutely haunted as hell. To the point where a friend of mine either got possessed or went crazy and acted like an idiot for a day in a convenient time when this house was doing all kinds of weird things, or he got possessed and then attacked me, and then it was a very, very weird situation. I lasted about 7 or 8 days in this house, and here it is right here. 28 Guy Street. Switch screens here. Oh, for Christ's sakes, this is annoying as shit. Swipe the screen, there we go. So that was the house there, and I lasted 8 days in that place. I remember when my buddy first got there, because I was there for a night. I instantly started noticing weird things, hearing weird noises downstairs. I even reached out to my buddy and joked with him that night. It's like, I feel like this place might be haunted, man. And I was convinced by the next day. I didn't want to be in that house alone. I ended up calling a friend over the next day. I started to ask him, like, he came over, we're hanging out. That's when my buddy Ramiz got possessed or went crazy and acted weird on a convenient night. And then I ended up walking across the city that night because I didn't want to sleep, but I didn't have anywhere to go. So I obviously came back to the place, but each time I came back to that place, I brought people with me because I did not feel comfortable being in that area by myself in that house. And buddy Devin, he brought his girlfriend over, and she's thinking, oh, you guys are messing with me, none of this is real, you guys are idiots, da 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 da. And she went into the bathroom, and then the door locked on her, and we couldn't get her out for like a half hour. And she was freaking out, going apeshit crazy, ballistic, smashing the door from the other side. We couldn't get it open for like a half hour, and finally out of nowhere it just randomly opened, like no issue. It was very, very awkward. I was there for about 6, 7, 8 days, somewhere in that area. And on the very last day, I had me, Emma, Devin, Ramiz, and I can't remember if anybody else was there. But we were upstairs, and it was just, we kept hearing noises. We're seeing these weird things floating around the room. Finally, everybody's convinced that they gotta leave. Everybody's feeling really uneasy. We're like, look, we gotta get out of this place. And all of a sudden we're sitting there and we hear this voice yell up the stairs, "Get out of here!" We're like, what the fuck? Okay, we're gone. And we leave. And as we're leaving, I get outside, I go, oh shit, I forgot my weed. I'm like, I gotta go back in and get it. They're like, don't go back in. Well, I went back in. And went back in, grabbed the weed, nothing happened. Oh, I forgot one part. The one part when we were actually leaving the house on that final night, as we were walking downstairs, the door unlocked and swung open, wide open for us, like, yeah, go ahead, get out. it was the oddest thing. Then we started walking back across Hamilton down Barton Street. I went all the way to my mom's. She was up on Gage that day. She was living in Gage area. I walked all the way up there in the middle, like, well, I don't know, midnight, something like that. As we're walking down Barton Street, you know how like outside the doors they have those banger things where you can bang the door and knock? As we're walking by them, they start banging. It was the weirdest thing. That's where I realized that the spiritual world is real. That's where I realized that there is a lot more to this life than I know. I'm leaving some parts out because it was just such a crazy story. At one point, I think it was day 4, day 5, I went to the church, talked to a minister and told him, look, there's something crazy going on here. You got to come by, bless this house. Like, that's how like much this was messing with my mind. And he came down to the house as well. And he noticed weird things as well. He didn't want to freak out while we were there. He talked about it in a sermon later about him feeling extremely uneasy. And yeah, that was the weirdest experience I've ever had. And it still sticks with me to this day. That's what got me believing that there's more to life than what we know, you know? It's like there's not something more than we know exists. There's something more to all of this. That's where my belief in God started. I went on a crazy train back and forth for a while before I finally ended up becoming a Christian. But this was the changing point in my life where I really realized a lot of things. It's like what we see isn't all there is. There's a lot more weirdness to this world. But here we are on the other side of Bayfront this time. And this is kind of cool, actually. All the water's frozen over, which is something that it's pretty rare to see here, to be honest. But it does give some nice views. Yeah, 28 Guy Street. If you ever get the chance, don't move there. I've noticed, for a little while after, this was 10 years ago or more, but every once in a while I'll drive by there, and I always felt like I didn't think anybody ever lasted there very long. It's like they'd be there for a few weeks, maybe a few months, and then all of a sudden it's new people there. I sat there and I kind of figured the reason. There's so many things that happened in that 1 week. That the one day. See, when I moved in, I had I was paying $450 a month. And this was just for the upstairs portion. But when I moved in, it was an entire house. So I had the main floor, a basement, and the attic, which was where I was going to be renting. There was already furniture down there, and the person that was renting the house before was supposed to be moving out. So they had some stuff there still. They came on day 3, I think it was, to come get some stuff out. I asked the guy at that point. There was a guy that came. I asked him, yo, how long were you here? Oh, a couple years. Did you ever notice anything weird here? No, I can't say that I have. Why, have you? So yeah, I've noticed a lot of very weird shit. I feel like this place might be haunted, man. And he looked right at me and he goes, oh, that'd be because of my sister. And points to her and he goes, she's into that witchcraft and voodoo shit and fucking summoning demons and all that shit. I was instantly like, ha. Well, there it is. There's the culprit. And I don't know how I feel about it because it had such a heavy impact on my life that it changed my way of thinking, which kind of changed the way I live. So I can't really say it was a bad experience, but at the same time, it was a bad experience. But that's my story about the crazy haunted house at 28 Guy Street in Hamilton that I moved to that changed my entire life. Should I go try to walk across the lake? Obviously not. I kind of knew that this wasn't going to happen. I wanted to come down to this area to show you guys. I'll have to do it on my trip back to Hamilton because by the time winter's over, I'm going to be leaving Hamilton. And I'll probably stop back here at some point. But it won't be for a damn while because I got a lot to explore. But here is Hamilton's fake beach. So underneath this snowy area, there is sand. So you're expected to go to these lounging chairs and pretend that you're at a beach, when in reality, you're not. I mean, I guess it's a cool thing to have. But me and my buddy, when we first seen this, we sat down here for a half an hour just laughing because it's ridiculous. At the same time, it's kind of neat, right? They're trying for something different, you know, give somebody a relaxing area that feels like it's a beach, even though it's not. But I found that pretty cool. Obviously it's snowing out, so you can't really see much. It's not even a cold day until you get down here and the wind starts hitting you. Holy fuck, it is ever cold. It'd be such a bad idea to walk out there. You can already see the cracks. Probably last 2 seconds of them freeze to death in water and not be able to get out. Get trapped under ice. That'd be it for Jay. This building here, I think it was that one, yeah, not long ago there was a pretty serious fire here. Looks like it's okay now. Over in this area here, if it's still here, yeah, here we got our Canadian military ship that's obviously way too old to ever be used again. But it's a pretty cool thing that's been here as long as I can remember. And I think at one point me and my buddies broke onto it at some point. I could have sworn I've been up on there and went on the deck area. Here's the Canadian warship. You see the guns all set up on there. The radar. It's pretty cool. One of those little hidden gems in Hamilton. It's not really hidden, people know it, but yeah, I don't know. Nice little area. Again, we're in Hamilton Beach, which means the water smells like shit a lot of the time, especially in the middle of the summer. It's funny, I don't know if you can see it in the distance, but that's the Skyway there that heads into Burlington. And it's nationally known, or like universally known by people that come over. If you're coming from Burlington, as soon as you hit the top of the Skyway, you start to smell that Hamilton water smell, and it's not very pleasant. But there are pleasant things around, you know? I don't know what this seating area is built for. No maintenance. Use at your own risk. So if I fall, I can't sue them, I think. Now it showed you two sides of Hamilton Harbor. It showed you Pier 4, and I'm pretty sure they call this Pier 8. We'd have to go up around that way to get back to where we were before. This is like a military type area, city owned area, where you don't just walk through or you get in trouble. Oh, is it ever cold right now? That wind hits you hard, man. That wind hits hard. Haida National historic site is what it says. So I guess it's not a military site, it's just a historic site. But it's like protected, you know? If you go in there, you're gonna get in trouble if you just like try to go in there. Alright, what's the best way to do this? So yeah, I'm going to the bus, which is right by those housing areas, so I'll just head back to the housing areas. I'm going around that way. I gotta walk through a fucking track of snow and I'm not feeling it. At least this area is plowed and maintained. They said no winter maintenance, but that's kind of bullshit because this is definitely shoveled. This has definitely been maintained. It's just a disclaimer so I can't sue them if I break my ankle and trip on ice or some shit. Why they never did anything with this area. Like there's a lot you could do. Pretty big chunk of land. You could do something with it anyway. No, in the city they'll end up just making condos there or some shit. I don't know what those buildings actually do. Those friggin' circle things are for. Those, I don't even know. What was it called? Well, I got the snow blowing at me too, so that's great. Selfie station. Set your device up. Not a good time for a selfie station because that shit's gonna fall the second I take my hand off it. A mist machine here. It sprays mist on people in the summer. Keep you cool. Not something I want to use right now. Fucked up. I forgot my batteries. Usually whenever I got my camera, I grab my batteries too. So I can swap batteries. Forgot them, and I'm sitting at 12%, so I can't even make the full video that I wanted to, and then edit it down or whatever. Oh man, I'm glad the bus actually comes right down here into the bayfront, so I only have to walk up to the building area. Might even be able to get a coffee there, and then the bus will take me right to my street about a 7-minute walk away. So it's not too far out of the way that I'm going today. Got the 10% warning. Just crazy. It started at 21%. How you doing? It started that 21%, and in 25, I guess that's not too bad, right? 20 minutes, I've killed 11%, which doesn't make much sense because normally I can make the battery last around 2 to 3 hours. Maybe my math goes off. So if I have enough time before the battery dies, I'll show you guys the skating area, which is like a rollerblading area in the summer, and in the winter when it freezes over like this, you can expect people to be skating there. And they got like a little coffee shop and ice cream shop, which I'm pretty sure is closed right now. And food and stuff like that. Yeah, you see the people skating right now. Of course, the skating rink's going. Cut up this way. Could go the other way around. It's going to take an extra 5 minutes, so I'll probably kill my battery, so I won't even get the video I want. See, there's my bus right there. It's not even far from me. Right by the skating rink. So one area they didn't maintain, they didn't give you a path. Pretty cool. This part I know they maintain every year. I don't think they charge anything. You just go skating if you want. I can't though. That shit kills my back. Pretty cool area. Even got kids on there training, learning how to skate. Well, maybe you do pay. Might just be for renting the skates. I don't know if you bring your own, if you still have to pay, or how it works. I never really do it because that messes with my back too much, man. I've had like leg surgeries in my past, and that kind of killed my rollerblading and skating abilities. Because anytime I do it within 10-15 minutes, my whole entire back kills. So I always loved skating and rollerblading. I used to play a lot of street hockey and stuff. I never played in any of the leagues because I could never afford it. But played a lot of street hockey as a kid. I loved rollerblades up until the point of my surgeries. Actually, remember my buddy asking me when we had a street hockey game one time. They call you a footy if you just have shoes. My buddy Ronnie asked me, "What's your excuse for not having any rollerblades?" I said, "Corrective leg surgery on my tibia and fibia." And he looked at me and said, "I'll never ask you that question again." Because I mean, shit, dude. I do love rollerblading. I simply can't do it anymore. But here I am at 3%. My camera's about to die, and I've made it to the end of the area that I wanted to film. I'll get my last percent or whatever over here. Show you the view. I mean, other than that, battery's about to die anyway, and I got the main content that I wanted to get today. And I'm thinking my next content is going to be heading up the mountain. I'm waiting on my buddy Kyle. He's supposed to be meeting up, and we're supposed to be doing a video together, and I'll introduce you guys to my buddy. But for now, I'm going to cut this video out.